Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you're wondering how to get into running or how to stick with it over a longer period of time, I will share a few pieces of advice that I've picked up over the years and learned from other runners that I found very valuable for my journey and that hopefully you can use for yours. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, do not overcomplicate things. I think this is the most important mistake that runners make in the beginning, is that they get caught up in their heart rate, their pace, their distance, try to run for other people, with other people, and compare themselves on Strava. It's really important that if you're starting out with running, that you leave your phone at home, you leave your smartwatch at home, and just connect with your body through those runs, because that's really the purpose of running, and only use those tools that can be really great after a first few runs. Tip number 2, do not rely on motivation to keep going. So we've all been there. We get a real rush of motivation because maybe summer's coming up and we really want to get in shape. Maybe somebody inspired us a lot and we want to go to the gym. But after a few weeks, reality catches up with us and we just gradually let it go. And at some point, we don't really do anything anymore. There's a few things you can do to not let that happen to you. Jeff Hayden wrote a very good book about this called The Motivation Myth. And basically, he explains that motivation is not the spark that'll turn into action, and the only recipe for gaining motivation is success. Especially that dopamine hit when you see yourself succeed or progress at something. That really makes you motivated. So instead of relying on motivation to lead to action and then to success, we have to start with action, which will lead to success, which will in turn lead to more motivation. This creates a virtuous cycle of dopamine-driven feedback loops that will keep your motivation coming day after day. So you need a little bit of discipline to get out there on a rainy day, but the motivation you get from it once you're back home is huge. And there's a little bonus tip here from my own experience, a rule that I've used for that specific reason. It's called the 2-day rule. Super simple. You can take 1 day off, but never 2 in a row. That will make sure that you get the action in and get that, that virtuous cycle going. If you respect that rule, a lot of motivation is coming your way. Tip number 3, strategically design your environment. James Clear talks about environment design in his book Atomic Habits, which is a fantastic read, by the way. The fundamental principle of environment design is that you want to put fewer steps between yourself and the desired behaviors that you have, the habits you want to adopt, and more steps between yourself and the behaviors you don't want to do. A study in the book, for example, shows that placing water dispensers at strategic locations in an office significantly increases the water consumption of the employees in that same office. Nothing else has changed, not the price, not the number of dispensers, not the number of employees. Everything's the same, but the location of those dispensers. This means that if you put your running shoes and running gear at strategic locations in your home, it will also lead to more runs. And it's working for me. So what I like to do in the evening is put my running shoes on a chair right next to my bed, so that when I wake up, it's the first thing I see. Tip number 4, be patient. We live in a world of instant gratification where you can get anything and everything in no time. For your fitness and your health, that is not the case. You have to work slowly towards it, and it has to be a consistent thing that you do on a daily basis. Don't try to compare yourself with other people on Strava who have been running for a long time. Don't try to rush any results or get frustrated when you don't see progress after only 3 weeks. It's completely normal that it takes time, and it's going to sound very cheesy what I'm about to say, but it's also very true. The journey is the destination, so try to fall in love with the work itself. Try to enjoy those runs rather than where you want to be at the very end. Bonus tip number 1, sign up for a race. So this is actually how I got into running. 3 years ago, I would never go on a run. I thought it was boring and a waste of time. And a friend of mine actually signed me up for a race. And I felt that pressure. I had to go for runs, and I got slowly into it that way. And today, I absolutely love it. If you're already running a little bit and you need some extra pressure, then signing up for a race can be an amazing tool. Bonus tip number 2. I know from other runners that having nice gear can be very motivating. Having nice shoes, a nice running jacket, or whatever floats your boat can be very motivating for some people. So also try to explore that route. Okay, that's been it, guys. Hopefully there was some valuable information and some valuable tips for you in here. Comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.